religious. If you want God to define you. Because there are things we've believed as a church that God didn't want us to believe in. There are ways that the old church have used that God doesn't want us to use now. Sometimes maybe the old church, when it was going to Canaan, it used to take a route that doesn't lead to the wilderness, to the Red Sea. But this time maybe God wants us to go towards the Red Sea and face it. We have to go through that. You don't say because there's no water there, so it's easier. It's easier for you, but remember this trip, it belongs to God. He is also the God of the Red Sea. Don't adjust yourself because of the things you can't do and end up thinking God can't do. It's very important. There are things you should have purchased today. You don't have those things because you thought God can't do because you couldn't do it. What you can't afford doesn't mean that God can't afford. When you are not defined, all the property you have is what you could have bought even without Jesus. If everything you have in your life, if you can manage to buy that without Jesus, then you haven't started. Yes, you haven't started. When you are born again, you must have a life that when you look on your right to your left, you will see things that Jesus can afford that you can't afford. When you look at something that you want and you can't afford it, before you turn your back on it and say, let me go, have you checked with the God, the greater one in you? If he can't afford it, he can. God wants us to be surrounded by things that he only can afford as God. Because we are his ambassadors. All that you have is what your salary could give you. What about living a salary beyond? Living a life beyond your salary? Who stopped you from that? They told you are worth 60,000. You are worth 50,000. From that moment, there is a limit on you. That anything above that, you can't afford it. But you have to remember that from 0 to, if your salary is 50,000, from 0 to 50,000, you don't need faith to purchase anything that is in that line. But from 50,000 to going up, that's where you need God. And that is the reason why you are born again. The reason why you are born again is not to buy things easily that your salary can afford. The reason why you are born again, you are given wings to fly in the sky. They will ask you, so how come you are flying, yet we are all earning, our pay slips are the same? You give them a simple answer: I am born again. I gave him my life, he gave me his life. My God. From today, I want you people here to start living a life. You feel that God is not 2 meters away, 3 meters. He is right where you are. You won't say, our Father who art in heaven. Our Father who dwells within me. The God in me. Yes, it's okay, the God in heaven, but there's a God within. Have your life defined. Allow God to define you. Who are you? They went to John and they said, who are you? Define yourself. Are you Elijah? Are you a prophet? Define yourself. We want a definition. Who are you? And they said, I'm a voice. They didn't ask, are you a voice? They didn't know. He told them. When you are defined, they will come and say, are you this? No. Are you the? And you will tell them something that is not part of their multiple choice. You see, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I strongly believe that if a child of God is well taught his position, whatever that can be done, you can do. Hey, today, I wasn't here to preach or what. I'm here to see. So I just wanted to share this with you that you need your life to be defined. It's very important. You can't make a decision when you're not defined. When you're not defined, you find yourself in wrong places, with the wrong people, at the wrong time. You find yourself in wrong companies, in wrong churches, in wrong places, in wrong everything wrong, because you don't know your own definition. Jesus said to his disciples, what do people say that I am? I want to know if I'm defined very well. It's very important. It's very important to have your life defined so that you find yourself in the right place of worship, in the right place of even working. It's very important. You need that. You need that. You need that. Your success in a wrong place doesn't make the place right. Hello? Your position, whether it's a high or low position in a wrong place, doesn't make the place right. Because the Bible says, Jesus said, if a blind man can't lead another blind, they will both fall into a ditch. A blind man leading a blind man leading. Which means there's a leadership for blind people. Blind people, they also have leadership. And Jesus said, a blind man leading the blind. They've got their way of following another blind. They can't see, he can't see, but they are able to follow. There's a way they see another blind man. They can't see, they are not getting lost where their blind leader is going. They are able to follow in line. But they can't follow he who can see. They follow the blind properly. Because they are also, let the dead bury their own. Yes, that's what he said. So when you are blind, you are likely going to attract a blind leader. You attract a blind leader, but you don't have to be attracted to a blind leader. So in life, don't be attracted to everything that you attract. Some things, when they are attracted, put them aside. Some are blind, attracted in your blindness. That doesn't mean that you have to be a blind follower. No. They have their own way of following. So it's very important Have your eyes opened. Have your life defined. When your life has been defined, follow. This is a person I'm looking for.